Surprised we don't have beer tonight. Hey there, beer tubers! Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101. Your host, Maxwell
Holy
Starr.
shit, it's Beer Analysis 101. Hi, Nick.
And that asshole Greg at the top corner there. Hi, Greg.
Yeah, I'm a
We are doing Show and Swill this week. So this is the March 2023 edition of Show and Swill, where we all bring a beer, an interesting beer, and show it off. So, without further ado, let's get down to who we have with us, starting with amazingly the first person to show up tonight, which is Greg.
I know, but I was still pretty late. Just everyone else was later than me.
You showed up, got logged online, and then took a shit. And then you still had time after you got back to...
I did. All thanks to my new bidet. Yeah. I feel like Carrie, except I don't carry a portable bidet around because that's
does
weird.
Your butthole at least feel squeaky clean now? And
it does feel squeaky clean. In fact, I got a little too enthusiastic and hit a too high of a setting. And whoa, hello!
Gave yourself an enema.
Just a little bit.
Who needs friends like these?
But now I'm extra clean from the inside.
Who needs friends when you have enemas like these?
That's fun. That's funny, Nick.
All right.
That is hilarious. Do I have to tell you what beer I brought yet?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Well, I have a possibility of 3 beers. One of them I'm not 100% sure I didn't bring on the show, so people have to tell me in case I did. So in vague terms, one is an IPA I've never had before. One is, I'm not even sure what it is. I forgot what it is, but it's a beer for charity. It's something to do with women brewers and BIPOC people. So it's like for everyone.
That one you'll win automatically because
I was gonna say that'll definitely get Lady Lee's vote. And then the last one is just another one that will probably win with everyone else. It's a barley wine that's higher in alcohol. So I give
barley wine would get Mr. Lee's vote. So please play carefully.
That got his. So Nick, what is your vote?
So you had a barley wine, and you had the other one that was like I
have a barley wine. I'll tell you what it is.
The pink boots.
It's not really fair to even say.
So it comes so prepared. He was so happy that he got himself a new monitor so that he could do BA 101s with by his couch.
It's a Phantasm New England IPA, so I'm assuming it has Phantasm hops in it.
Okay, from who? Great Lakes Brewing, I'm assuming.
It's actually from Mill Street Brewery, so it could be interesting.
I don't know about that.
Not that interesting.
Get that barley wine out, bitch.
Let's go that wine. I am kind of curious what the pink boots one is, though.
It's not called pink boots.
Well, Women in Brewing kind of initiative is the pink boots initiative. Anyway, whatever.
That's sexist. You're assigning colors to genders.
I'm mansplaining it now. So,
Jesus, Nick. All right, hold on. Says everyone voted. Lady Lee, what's your vote?
I apologize. I wasn't even listening. I was reading an article.
Oh, okay. Then you don't get a vote.
I was ignoring your misogynist ass.
For what it's worth, this is the one. I'll probably drink this later tonight anyway.
That's the Phantasm.
1 in 12. Roughly 1 in 12 brewers are women. Even fewer are women from BIPOC communities. Scan the code to see how we're taking action to change the brewing industry for the better. And you got to scan this code.
Nice.
Yeah, I vote for the barley wine and fuck New England IPAs. Fuck that shit.
Fuck New England IPA, and this was the other one, the Overflow. Now, the only barley wine, it's the new beer to Zeus. Have I done that? Like, it would have been the last month or anything. I don't think I've done that.
Yeah, this year's is a new version, though.
Yes, I didn't bring that.
2023.
I can't remember a month ago. Okay, so beer to Zeus.
Get some Zeus.
All right, so 2023, Great Lakes Brewing's Beard of Zeus.
That's the winner. Lady Lee has
All righty. Okay, so we got Greg's beer. Let's go over to Lady Lee. Hey, Lady Lee, how you doing tonight?
I'm good.
Like that. Got you your mouth full.
Shoving her face full of chicken nuggets or something.
I didn't realize how hungry I was till I took a break from writing. So I was very silly. I was trying to get rid of my can as quickly as possible for reasons. And I smashed it up, but it's still here. It's there. But yeah.
Nice.
Salted caramel.
Midnight Melt.
The Nickelbrook.
Yeah.
Midnight Milk.
So it's a salted caramel barrel-aged stout from Nickelbrook.
Man.
I bought it in a random when I randomly. Oh yeah. Oh, that was for later. But anyways, that is it. I already poured it and stuff. So now I'm gonna go hide this can.
Wow. All right. That sounds.
Hide that can. Show us your other cans.
I mean that's a good idea.
Also, we all have a vote, right?
Mhm.
Also, I feel Lady Lee might be hiding her drinking problem from somebody.
Maybe. Hi, Lee.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go over to Mr. Lee now. Hi,
Hey.
Mr. Lee. Mr. High-Tide by himself.
Yeah.
Advertising your channels.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want, go ahead, talk about your channels.
No, I don't really want to.
All right.
Yeah, I
Everybody
guess
knows them
I'm.
anyway.
I guess I'm doing all right. You know, the existential dread continues.
Wow.
Mounts every week. Yet to pull me down into the cold waters of oblivion. So, I guess I'm doing all right.
The waters of BA 101.
So, what I decided to bring is a beer I reviewed on my channel 3 years ago, since this past December. At first, I thought it was a new beer when I was looking at the NSLC today. I was like, oh, just grab that new beer. And then I realized, oh, no, wait, this is a beer I've already had. And they just got a new packaging on it for the can or whatever, new label. So this is from Annapolis Brewing Company here in Nova Scotia, down in Annapolis Royal, the fort town of Annapolis Royal. And this is their Railway IPA, which is an IPA with rye in it, sitting at 6.7% alcohol by volume. So that's what I picked.
Nice.
Whoa.
That's a good choice. I've had that before. All right. Thank you, Lee. And who's left? Oh, hey, me.
Oh,
Hi,
wow.
Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Oh, boy. Yay. All right. Okay.
Way to
So
make
I
it
get
about
to
you.
go off. Yeah. No, it's always about me, Greg, secretly. I'm going to do a beer
That's the
from
secret.
Guess Who? All right. So this is actually Trailway's newest version of their smoothie sour, which I was hoping Red Beard would be here for.
Oh, it's
The
got like
blend.
it's like Cuphead.
Yeah, it's got like a Cuphead, but this time, this is the second version they made. This the previous one was like the berry flavored one, so it was like blackberries and
Oh, that sounds
and
good.
raspberries. Oh, it was super good.
This one looks like trash.
Yeah, of course, I should say that. So this is the one that's got like mangoes, peaches, and bananas.
Ugh.
Okay, mango, peach, banana, and hops. And it says, of course, that you have to keep it cold.
Yeah, so you can't taste anything.
You have to keep it cold so the fruit doesn't go bad.
Okay.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
So let's. Well, we do have.
We got
comments here,
we
but-
got comments. We got
It's
someone who's trying to vote when he's not in the fucking panel tonight.
Yeah, you should just grab a can of Alpine and then logged on with us.
Yeah, Scott Myers. You may know him. You may love him. You may just tolerate him. He
He's
says
okay.
beers. Yeah, he's all right. He's an all right guy. I like him better than you. He says beers, and then he says I vote for the second one when it comes to Greg's beers, but you don't get a vote because you're not on the panel. And then he says I'm the only watcher because he likes to watch. That fucking dirty pervert.
Probably not wrong. Alrighty, so let's move on with the histories of beers and talk to Greg. I always like putting it when Greg's attention span is too short and he leaves the chat, not knowing it's his turn.
Hi.
Greg.
Hello, Nick. Sorry, just had a dog-related incident.
Oh shit!
No,
Well, maybe
we're good.
Shit,
No,
All right.
no, it was actually piss.
gross.
Much
So
worse.
speaking of which,
much
how's
worse.
your beer? Your beer.
Uh,
What's your history with that beer?
Well, my history with this specific beer is I think this is my fourth can of it already. I bought a case of it because it was relatively inexpensive. I think it was
Your beer for
$4 a
tonight,
can.
dummy.
This is my beer for tonight.
Oh, it is really.
Yeah. Why?
That's
Now
a
you.
big
Jesus,
I
Nick,
always
you're like
thought the beer was-
overly aggressive host, just insulting his guest. My God, Nick.
Very rude. Very rude. I like the can. That's like if Redbeard was actually like even a least bit masculine. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, exactly. There we go. It's masculine beard. There we are. So, yes, this is my 4th can of this, I believe. And like I was saying, it's pretty cheap. I think if you buy a case of it, it's like $4 a can. So that to me seemed like a pretty good price. Small can, but still, it's 10.9%. So missing some ABV. Not too happy about that.
Oh.
But otherwise, pretty solid. I like the price. It's not bad. This one is actually, I do like my beer cold. Some people would say a barley wine shouldn't be cold anyway. I do like it cold. This is just cellar temperature, so not cold at all, really. But, I mean, slightly cool.
Slightly chilled.
Slightly chilled.
Slightly cool, just like our viewer, Scott Myers. All right, so let's go over to who we have next. Lady Lee, what's your history with your beer?
I have none. The beer is a first time for me. I've had Nickelberg before, but nothing. This is not one that I have tried. I just Googled it real quick to figure out some details, and it's 11%, and it has vibrant aromas of dark fruit and toasted oak, are married to flavors of rich chocolate and caramel. 1 year spent maturing in a Kentucky bourbon barrel makes this decadent, smooth imperial stout with a touch of warming alcohol, a subtle, salty snap to the finish.
Cool.
That is all. The end.
I like a salty snap sometimes.
Always like a salty surprise. Alrighty.
I don't even know what it means.
Sounds
I just
good.
threw it out there. I just figured I'd get some reactions.
My brain's dead. You don't even understand how dead my brain is right now. There's so many people who have said stuff to me, and I have not either gotten the joke or even responded because I have literally just been on paper. Like it's hilarious how I'm not listening to anybody.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm become a man.
Whoa.
Damn.
Wait.
I guess I want to fuck men now.
I'm glad. Funny how you heard that part.
Jesus. Greg is left again. Anyway.
My history. So I've had this before a few times. I do frequently have stuff from Annapolis Brewing Company. Usually I get their Pilsner, though, because I think their Pilsner's like one of the best made in the Maritimes, if not the best. But this one, this is a nice one to change up to every once in a while. Also, their Ceasefire IPA is also quite good. I quite like that. But I haven't had this one in a while, so I figured, like I said, I first mistook it as something new, and then I saw it wasn't new. But I was like, I haven't had it in quite a while, so I'll pick it up. So 6.7% alcohol by volume, 60 IBUs, and it's just like a tribute to the railway that used to be between Annapolis Royal and Windsor, and that's kind of the whole shindig with it. That's it. Yeah,
it's funny. I remember going over to Annapolis and visiting family there in like the early 90s. I remember when the railway was still there and then subsequently torn up.
Yeah.
And anyway, so thank you, Lee. Let's go over to moi. I'll give my history. Do you want my entire history of Trailway? Probably not. I did have the first version of this. Anyway, so the Trailway Blend series came out last summer, I believe. And they, of course, I already mentioned they came out with like it was like a blackberry, raspberry, was that grape or something? I forget. There was something else. It was like 3 berries, and that one was fucking amazing. And it's like the first time I'd ever seen anybody, I like basically outside of what was it, Bellwoods, that did the Jelly Royale or something series that everybody was obsessed with for a while. And anyway, so the berry one for this didn't look as thick according to Redbeard. But this one, I fucking love the original. This is my second can having of the Trailway blend. I'll get my thoughts of this one, but I did just want to pour the last little bit in from my can into my glass here so people can look, and it's like syrup. Look at that. Like the bubbles, like when I first poured it, the bubbles were coming up through it so slow. It's just like basically a glass full of mango puree.
Yeah, like I can see how like even pulpy it kind of is on the side of the glass there. Like,
oh, you can see like all the junk.
Yeah.
So that's my
history.
That's all I have to say for that one. I don't really need to go details of my history of trail. I will say one thing. I got this can. I got lucky to get this can because I went down and checked out the new Trailway Union House, which just opened up there a little over a week ago. And of course now I have readily available a Trailway bottle shop, which is awesome. So any new Trailway release, at least for the time being, until they decide to say like, okay, we're only releasing our new fangled, like super good, rare, special releases at the Fredericton location, and they'll sure to trickle down to St. John. For the
basically
time being, promoting this shit.
Basically, anything Nick wants won't be released at the good location.
That's pretty much. Scott says I was just in the Union House today. Oh, did you get anything, or did you just go there to try one of the hamburgers or something?
And why didn't you invite Nick?
Yeah, why didn't you invite me, asshole?
Yeah, and Nick needs the company. Also, he needs the parental guidance.
He does. He needs that big brother influence.
Mulder Nias.
Yeah. But it takes a
Scott says, "Look, Scott. He's got a beer he could do tonight. He has this SJ special release.
That dude.
Get on here, Mr. Get on here, Fuzz.
Hashtag
and, if I recall correctly, the SJ special release is the Out and About Pale Ale, which is got the pigeon on the front of the can.
Oh wow! Do they have the BJ special release?
Well, that's on Waterloo Street.
Oh, okay.
Scott would probably know what I'm talking about.
Does that cost? Does that cost as much as a can of beer?
It'll cost you a double and a pack of Timbits at the Jim Hortons on Waterloo Street.
Or some pepperoni and chicken.
Walk that. Pepperoni cocks and some chicken.
Cost you a pineapple pizza.
Ugh. Costs too steep. Oh, Scott says he's on his way.
Okay. There we go. We're getting the chat just got a little fuzzier.
Yeah, we shamed him into it. It's good. I like it.
That's what we do. If only it worked on Dan.
Yeah, if only worked on Jamie and Average Joe and people like that.
Jamie is shame proof, and Joe, I'm not convinced is still alive.
I just think he doesn't like us.
You even drinking out of my Jamie glass.
I just think Joe somehow before his open heart surgery, managed to film about 3,000 beer reviews, and then he unfortunately died on the table. Sorry,
I'm
Joe.
just disappointed that when Joe had a surgery that they removed his capacity to put up with Greg's uniform jokes. It's just
no, you see what the real problem is it's the baboon heart they gave him. Now he only pines for the African Sahara, and he's constantly drawn to get the. I don't even know there's baboons in the African
just
Sahara.
Listening to Toto on repeat, like, hurry, boys, she's waiting there for you.
I miss the rains down in Africa.
I don't know any further words to that song.
Joe just spends a lot of time picking like lice and stuff out of people's hair.
Here's the real issue is that Joe is one thing. Yeah, sure. If he wants to join us, great. I miss Joe's dad. Joe's dad was the best. Yeah,
you can keep Joe. You like to have Joe's dad back, right, Scott?
It's Scott.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know. All right, Scott. Hi. How you doing tonight?
I'm okay.
He's about to be better. Oh, he's having a pigeon beer.
All right. And what do you got with you tonight, even though we've already spoiled it?
You already spoiled it. It's the Union House's own Out and About Pale Ale, a brew by Trailway in St. John, New Brunswick. ABV 5.3%, and it has a pigeon on it. And anything on the side, it says House Beer of Union House by Trailway at 143 Union Street. Return for refund.
Either the pigeon or the seagull is the official bird.
No one will accept the pigeon for refund.
What?
So I was walking home. Okay, I work across the main park in St. John. I was walking across the park. A pigeon smacked me upside the head. He was flying by, and all of a sudden I hear, the pigeon hit me upside the head with its wing. Didn't see it coming.
Well, that was rude.
Wow.
It's the first time a pigeon has hit me.
Wow.
Usually it's just you hitting other pigeons. I get it.
I just smack them down. Right? So it's funny. They'll fly straight at you, and you just keep walking confidently, and they'll fly around you. But not this one. This one hit me in the back of the head.
Wow. I've never actually had that happen as many times.
Me neither. I've had pigeons poop on me, but never hit me in the back of the head.
It's like that old Seinfeld episode where George thought the pigeons had a deal and they were breaking the deal.
Yes.
I probably saw you carrying that can, and I'm like, "Fuck you, Billy."
No. I did the can today. The yesterday was the pigeon. My history with Trailway. It's now in St. John.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, they just opened up there a week and a half ago, and so did they actually brew that on the St. John system? Because I know it's technically a brew pub that actually has, and I'm wondering if all the equipment in there is the original First City Brewing stuff.
Maybe.
Because there was used to be a complete brewery in there. They took it over.
Yeah. So they took over the next building over, and that's where they store all their brew stuff.
Okay.
And the bathrooms are upstairs. You have to go upstairs. Oh, and they're opening a patio. I was talking to the guy. They're opening a patio.
I just want some parking space. Then I go there. Where'd you park? Did you park? Oh, sorry, you walked over to your car.
I parked just like a block away, like for regular work. So on my way home, I was like, I'll stop in Trailway and see if I can pick up some stuff.
Nice. Yeah, because I went there last Friday and I just parked on the street and walked in. But I feel like if you get there at the right time, you could probably park in the liquor store parking lot right next to it.
Maybe
walk over.
It was
like the back end of the parking lot where they can't see it from the store.
It was the place was full. There was not a seat left.
So what'd you do? Just buy beer and leave, or?
Yeah, I was walking home from work.
Well, yeah.
So I walked home from work and stopped in and picked up a 4-pack.
Nice.
One of them was was the pigeon beer. Nice. The other one I got two. I picked up 2 seltzers, which are terrible, and another one which I don't remember what it is yet, but I'll probably have it today.
Should have picked one of these up, Scott.
I didn't. I don't remember what I picked up. It's a brown. It's a dark brown.
It's like the smaller can?
No.
Dark brown.
It's 473. You'll see it later.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Let's continue on.
One I didn't.
Now
right.
I'm all cut up.
Sure. All right. This is usually the spot where we talk amongst ourselves before we get into final thoughts. So,
have we talked about Joe yet this show?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, darn. Okay.
But we still miss him, even though.
Did we talk our individual beers and give ratings yet?
No, not yet. You jumped in right before that.
All right. Well, continue on with the show. I'll give my rating in a second.
Have we said which of each other's beers we want to try?
Not yet. That's the end.
Oh, jeez.
Have we revealed next week's beer?
No.
Oh, no, Scott, somebody has to ask the question. Don't be silly. Has anyone asked the question yet?
Is there anybody left in the chat?
Mm-mm.
No,
we left ourselves in a dilemma. Now we can't end the show until that happens.
Thankfully, there's nobody watching this, so.
Oh, Jamie will watch it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you thwart him unless you thwart him by not posting it, and you'll just use your usual excuse that Greg said something so offensive that you had to take the whole show down.
Yeah.
And that's only about 75% of the time true.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
All right. So, I guess, do we want to start doing our thoughts on these? That's starting with Scott.
Me first? Greg first.
I think Lady Lee's got some pretty intense thoughts on her beer.
Sorry, I'm trying
She's
to...
unloading her brain power into getting her work done. So.
No, she's just focusing on that review. So, like, her review is going to be exceptional. I can't wait for it. My review will be far less exciting. So I don't think I really said my history because I got kind of sidetracked. But so this is the 4th, I believe, release of this, possibly 5th. I think 2013, 2017, 2020. And then I think this is the newest one. But it is the newest one. But so I think there's a 4th release of this beer. It actually, the guy who created this beer was the guy who did Half Hours on Earth. I think he's closed down now. But he won a contest to brew a GLB, and that was his original beer. I'm sure we've done this history before. This batch is basically, so for lack of a better word, it's dumbed down, but almost in a good way. Like, it's like, I feel like this. I'm not a big barley wine person, and typically, I don't know. Typically, barley wine just don't scratch my itch. Whereas I always find every release of Beer to Zeus is really good. It's got a nice mix of a little bit of sweetness, not much hoppiness. Sorry, somebody's hot mic'd, and I'm having a lot of trouble hearing.
Maybe Scott.
Yeah, sorry, Scott, but I was having real trouble trying to get my thoughts together. Not that I have any thoughts, but anyways. So yeah, it's got kind of a nice mix of just a tiny bit of hoppiness. I mean, barley wine not supposed to be very hoppy. Nice sweetness to it, but not overly sweet. It's got really good balance. I always really like this beer, which, hey, that's why I bought a case of it. Not to mention it's quite cheap because, I don't have to spend $20 a bottle when this is like $4 a can. Small can, but whatever. So I will say again that this also does improve with a bit of age. This is still fairly fresh, so it'll get better in about a year, I find. And it does drop off after about 3 or 4 years because GLB they often will hold some back and re-release it, and yeah, after about 3 years it's still pretty good. 4 years starts to kind of trail off. So I mean, for a barley wine it's a 10 out of 10 for me, but it's not a style I really like that much. But if I'm going to rate a barley wine, this is about as good as they get. And overall enjoyment, I'm going to say, as this beer is right now, it's a 9 for me. It probably will get up higher as we go along, but it's a 9 as it stands now. I quite enjoy it. It's really, I should take away another point because really 10.9%. Come on, this isn't a session beer. Give me that 11.9 I so crave.
Jesus.
That's a 9.
So 9. What was it? 9 and 9.
Yep.
All right.
Also, it's not. Also, it's not Scott. Whoever's making the noise. It's not Scott. Somebody's watching TV. There's a lady talking.
Oh, that's probably coming from Lee's.
That's Parker right now. Before it wasn't, though. He just opened his door.
I gotcha. It's all good. All right. So, Lately, what's your thoughts on your beer? I'm wondering why your can was crushed.
It's. I find it's getting better as it warms up. Again, I was an idiot and forgot my can in the fridge, so I didn't give it a chance to warm up. I know it says it doesn't. I just find, from experience in general, they tend to you tend to get more of the flavors out of a stout when it's warmer. Because I find other drinks, I prefer them cooler, but I find with stouts, when it's more closer to room temperature, the flavors actually start to pop out. So kind of while I'm waiting, I am getting some flavors of chocolate and of caramelish, sheeny-ish stuff. And I don't really get the salt taste, but I also don't know how to really identify salt taste in a imperial stout. Like that's just one of those things where I think there's a lot of flavors I'm not used to going on that it's really hard to identify the different ones. Like I can taste that chocolatey taste. That's pretty obvious. For something that I don't usually like, I actually don't mind this. So it doesn't have like that harsh taste I always complain about. It's kind of a little bit, it goes down a little bit smoother than the other stouts that I've had. But it's not something that like I'm personally stoked about. So but overall, see, I'm tasting more. Like I keep tasting more of it. But that was my own fault. I forgot to do it. I think I'm just gonna go. I don't really have much to base it on for like a barrel aged stout. That's my issue. I think I just picked like a complicated beer to try and review. So I kind of shot myself in the foot. I am getting the taste it's saying, so I'm just gonna say like we'll give it an 8 for style, and for personal preference, I actually don't mind it, so I'm gonna go with like a 7.
Nice. All right. Yeah, I mean it's a flavored beer as long as it's giving you the flavors you're looking for. It matches the hype on the label. All right. Thank you, Lady Lee. Let's move over to Mr. Lee.
Hey.
Hey.
So yeah, I still like this a lot. Thing I like about this the most is you generally get like 2 different flavor profiles out of a beer that's got rye in it. Either it's going to go like on the super fruity side with the rye, or it's going to be more just like spicy pepper based kind of taste. Or sometimes you get a combination of both, but this one kind of cuts back on the fruitiness a lot and is much more focused on the actual sort of peppery finish with the hops at the end. So I like that a lot more. It's like their Ceasefire IPA in the sense that it's not a big, bold, like super hopped out yin yang kind of thing. It's it's not one of those IPAs that's like, look at our hop profile, look how fucking amazing it is. It's all much more about just making a really well balanced beer that's incredibly drinkable. And in that case, they do really well with this. It's honestly kind of dangerous, even though it's only 6.7% or whatever. It's one of those ones where it's like it could creep up on you. You could like see yourself drinking 3 or 4 of these, and then not realize, oh shit, I'm a little fucking drunk right now. But the big thing about it is it seems like the Annapolis Brewing Company is really focused on making really well balanced drinkable beers, and they could just coast by making tourist beers. Like they really could, since they're basically a brewery that's based around the tourism in Annapolis Royal. They could easily just make shitty tourist beers like any fucking bumfuck brewery that makes tourist beers, but they don't. They make interesting beers that just happen to be like really well crafted and drinkable, and not necessarily these super fucking whales and shit that people are always like clamoring for. So I appreciate that about them. This is a nice IPA. It's got enough bitterness at the end. Like I said, it integrates the rye in a way I really appreciate. So I'm gonna basically give it what I gave it 3 years ago. As a rye IPA, I'm gonna give it a 9, and for my own personal preference, I'm gonna give it a 9.
Nice. All right, sounds good, Lee. And yeah, I will say, like, I haven't been there myself. They are right in the middle of Tourist Central, like located right directly across from 4 a.m. The historic site. They could be just making kitschy beers for local tourists, but they actually make really good beer over there. I really love, especially that. Was it they had like a vanilla porter, a coffee vanilla porter or something?
Oh, yeah.
That one was really fantastic, I think. I have to look it up. All right. Thank you, Lee. Mr. Lee, let's go over to the Fuzz.
Yo. So I picked this up today on the recommendation of the guy at the front counter. He said it's their in-house brew. It's supposed to be an IPA. It does not meet its criteria for an IPA.
Must be a pale ale.
It's too late. It's too light. So it's a bit thin. Like all the other beers coming from St. John, it has very little flavor profile. I like my Alpine, so screw you, the rest of you. But it just doesn't do it for me. I could sit here and drink a few and be all right with it, but it's not something I would seek out and try again. For style, I'm going to give it a 6. It doesn't meet its criteria, but for personal enjoyment, I'm going to give it a 7.5 because it is drinkable. It's not poisony. It's something that you could have a few of. I'm not sure if this was $4 or $4.75. I have a funny feeling it was $4.75 for a can of 473 milliliters. So a cent a milliliter.
A cent a milliliter.
So yeah, so I'm going to go with 6 for style and 7.5 for personal.
I think it's about that, probably like $4.75 a can. Now, I did have a question. Did they advertise that thing to you as an IPA? Like that the guy says like, oh, it's like an IPA. See, when I was in there on Friday picking up some beers, I was asking like questions about what styles things were, and the people there didn't really seem to know their beers that well. And they, to be fair, they just opened. I knew damn well by reading the fucking label on that can that it's a pale ale. And then I drank it. I drank my can thinking, no, it's a pale ale. I found it had maybe because it's brewed on a brand new system or maybe they don't have their brewing tone, like their procedures toned down right there. I found it had a lot of sulfur in flavor, which kind of was putting me off a little. But at the same time, it was definitely not an IPA.
No, it
isn't. They were just. I remember when I walked in there and they were telling me, I was asking them questions about beers and they were trying to explain like flavor notes and what styles they were. I think it's like an IPA. I'm like, it's not an IPA.
It's a hint.
Oh, you're that guy.
It's a hint of an IPA, or it's trying to be an IPA, but it's not. It definitely.
I walked in. I wasn't trying to be like.
This is Lager Boy, knowing that this is not an IPA.
Well, actually,
right? That's pretty bad.
I don't like doing that kind of thing to people, but there was like a certain level. It's like, man, I know more than you. Just tell me what the can fucking says.
Nick, you should apply for a job there.
And the guy that was there, I think he was from Fredericton.
Oh yeah,
right, because he was knowledgeable enough to kind of direct me. But like you said, he said this was an IPA. It's not. It's not really.
Yeah. It's similar in the sense that it's a hazy beer.
Yeah.
But it's not an IPA because it doesn't have the big body and the full body fruity taste.
Well, I'll put forward this that the retail monkey that doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about is not someone you can't hold that against the beer itself. So you can't knock the beer for not being an IPA just because that asshole said it was.
Right. So this has hints of being an IPA. It's trying to be an IPA, but it's not doing a very good job.
That's this is what a pale ale is.
Right. Yeah. And that's why I scored it as low as I did for.
Now, where would you score it if you thought it was like a hazy pale ale?
Probably a little bit higher, maybe a 7, maybe an 8.
Okay.
But it still has that. It still has that hint of an IPA, just not quite. Like when I drink an IPA, I want to know I'm drinking an IPA. I want to know it's poison. But
Yeah, when do you want to drink an IPA, Scott?
Yeah, there are good IPAs. I've tried good IPAs. Everything's not poison, but this one is just bland. It tastes like a macro IPA from a specialty brewer.
Ouch.
Yeah. It's a macro IPA from a specialty brewer. I'm gonna call Trailway a specialty brewer, not so much a micro brew.
You okay? Well,
Like
they've
Big
expanded
Tide?
to multiple locations, so it's kind of like Gahan now.
Big Tide would be a micro brew.
Yeah, Big Tide's more of a nano brewery because it's just a
Only do,
brew
like,
pub.
2 or
They
3.
sell cans. They don't really like have cans in the liquor store.
Right.
All right.
That's my thought.
Right. Thank you, Scott. Let's move over to moi.
Hi, Nick.
And I'm gonna flip the switch on how much I like. I'm gonna flip the switch on the poor negative press they just got from Scott on Trailway, and I'll talk about how much I actually really like this. I will say I didn't like it quite as much as the original berry one. That one just rocked my fucking world. I don't usually like sours, but that previous the purple can blend that had I was like I should really have looked it up before talking about it, but I didn't because I was listening to you guys. The second version of it, I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe if this is more acidic, or at least I notice it being more acidic. Maybe it's the fact I'm not crazy about mango. I mean, I'm fine with with banana and peach and all that, but the mango comes out a little bit more acidic than. But I will say that this thing is so delicious. I mean, I've been trying to save a little bit left at the bottom just to have some left for the end of this video. And damn it, she is thick. So it's nice, full mouthfeel feeling, deliciously sour. It's fucking excellent. The only thing I could say negative about it is the fact that I don't really like it as much as the berry one. But I still think that this is, if you like smoothies at all, like if you if you like to go with Booster Juice or something like that and get blended whatever the fuck you want to drink, or go to one of these like fruit smoothie stores or make some fruit smoothies at home, you're probably gonna love this beer. You might find it a little thin when you compare it to real fruit smoothies, but damn it, if I could buy more of this stuff, like I'll probably go back for another couple of cans of this stuff. But I would say that I would, if I had the option between this one and the berry one, I would definitely go for the other one first. But I am glad that I got to try this. So I think I'm gonna say 8.5 for the style, just because I have one better, and overall enjoyment is also an 8.5. Really, really highly like this one. This is really tasty, and it's nice and thick. All right.
Just how Nick likes it.
Hey, Scott, you're right. The viewership did drop to 0 as soon as you joined the chat, and it hasn't moved. Oh, wait, I saw a flicker. Maybe that's Lee. Or maybe that's Lee's sock account.
What are you talking? No, what are you talking about? This person, I don't know who this is. Totally unaffiliated with me in any way, but they seem very intelligent.
You totally don't know who this guy is, even though your name on the chat says the same name as him.
I don't think it does. I don't think
Lee has a long history of having suspicious people around him that may just be him, like that Lee Van Teeth fella.
Like all the
Shut
subs
the fuck up, Greg.
all the subs he purchased.
What?
I mean,
what?
If I was going to purchase subs, I'd do a better job of it than what I have currently.
Do the Greg's beer reviews job of it.
Yeah, I do Greg's beer reviews.
Listen, he's on a budget. He didn't want more than 25 subs. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go over to Greg for a second because I'm going to ask you, of all the beers that you heard here tonight, which one would you rather have had?
I wasn't paying a lot of attention, so would everyone mind telling me their beers again and then re-reviewing them for me? And that would be very helpful. Otherwise, I just pick Lady Lee's.
Well,
probably not a bad choice.
So,
all right, so Greg's voting Lady Lee's.
I'm giving Lady Lee a vote.
All righty, so let's go over to Mr. Lee and say, of all the beers you heard here tonight, which one would you rather have had?
Um,
Did you just skip me?
yeah, you did actually.
Wow, nice.
Yeah,
Nick.
well, we'll just go back. I mistakenly.
Jesus.
It's,
Wow.
Can you chat that you skipped me?
it's best if she just goes to the back and waits her turn.
Yeah,
Oh.
make a sandwich while you're there. I would actually pick Lady Lee's. It sounds pretty interesting, and the fact that it's like a weird ass stout that she didn't hate intrigues me as well. Like, oh, this might actually be super good. So, and maybe I can taste the salt from the salted caramel that she didn't taste. So,
You are pretty salty.
I am. I can detect salt from quite a ways away. So. I'm like that salt vampire in the original series Star Trek, could change shape,
That was basically just Dan.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Let's go to Lady Lee and say, what one would you rather have had?
I was gonna say Nick's till he skipped me.
Oh, what a dick!
Still can.
Yeah. I actually am still gonna go with Nick's. It just sounds really interesting. I kind of am obsessed with peaches and mangoes, so
I was thinking
Nick's
very
got,
interested to try it.
Nick's got plenty of
it's
both.
it's very mango forward. I wish I had got more peach out of it, but I guess with peach gets kind of masked by the other flavors too. But it's delicious. You'd love it. All right, so who we got left that we haven't skipped?
Don't tell her what to love, Nick.
The Fuzz, Mr. The Fuzz. All right.
Although I am interested in your beer, Nick, I can pick it up from the trailway at my local house. Your local
house.
House of the Union.
The Union of the House. So I'm going to pick Lady Lee's beer. I'd like to see.
What?
Yeah, I'd like to try your stout and see if I can pick up the hints of the salt that you left behind.
The salty surprise at the end, right?
Congratulations, Lady Lee. You won absolutely nothing.
I beat Dan.
You beat Dan because he didn't show up. You beat
Here's
exactly.
Here's a secret. Everyone beats Dan.
No, he usually beats us all.
No, I'm just talking about in life in general.
But the difference is Dan's the only one that when he loses probably beats his family, allegedly.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
in Minecraft.
He probably
in Minecraft.
He probably beats himself the best.
All right, there's one more person. So that's me. Well, even though I don't really count at this point. I am still. Yeah, well, I know I've lost.
Why don't you make a sandwich, Nick?
All right. So, funny part is I'm actually going to vote for Lady Lee anyway, not just because hers actually sounded pretty damn interesting. It's also the fact that I've had all four of the other ones. So I've had Beer to Zeus before. I'm sure this year's is great. I love the fact it's in a 355 ml can now. Lee's IPA is super fucking tasty. And it's a great rye, classic rye IPA, almost like West Coast rye with rye. Scott's, I hope successive generations of that beer get brewed better than that, because I was not really all that impressed with it. So that leaves Laylee's. So there you go, Laylee. You were officially the winner of tonight's beer.
What?
All right.
We're gonna send you a certificate that says you're better than Dan.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
You can put that on your wall.
So
if I make it, will you put it on your wall? I'll make one.
You'll make it.
I'll make it. I'll send it to you in chat or an email.
There's an empty spot on your wall between your coat hanger and your games rack. Could you just put it up there?
Yeah. Next time.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to be moving my desk soon, so I'll have to find a different spot to put it.
I'll start on it now.
Okay, so I just want to talk about next week's beer for a second. I didn't really plan anything, and the biggest thing was, isn't next week's BA 101 your wife's birthday? There's Greg.
It is, and she's going to be officially an older lady, hitting the big 40 next week. So, as I told Nick, I don't know what we're doing to celebrate exactly. I know there'll be stuff. I don't know how late it'll go, so I may not be available. So Nick has a choice. He could either make me be away from BA 101 for the first time ever, or he can just do a hangout.
You can always re-record.
Do a hangout. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. Like, because if Greg misses just one, then chances are he'll stop coming. And if
It's
Greg
true.
starts coming, then it's the end of BA 101.
It's true.
Just that
That's
we have to. This is how I exert my control over Greg. I have to give him an inch when he.
You have to make him like gaslight him. You
Yeah.
have to be the reason why we stop this.
I prefer to just refer to it as Nick lighting.
No.
Or like
Well,
fart
no.
lighting.
I know that OCD thing where you if you miss just one, and it's really hard to get back into it because you don't have the perfect record anymore.
When I used to play World of Warcraft hardcore, I never missed a single raid, and I missed one, I quit the whole game. And I'm not fucking kidding either.
Oh boy.
And I understand that because I have that kind of tendency too. So I'd rather not risk losing Greg just yet, considering how hard it is to find people.
Oh, I'm gonna have to take that audio clip and just play it every time Nick tells me to fuck off.
He's just gonna go to sleep listening to it over and over
every
again.
time he goes to sleep, he's gonna play that clip and nut.
I mean, I've already done it twice since you said it. So
Damn.
so much. So I almost got webbed fingers right now.
Oh, gross.
Listen. I'm a natural baseball player.
All right. Oh fuck. Yeah, you get that sticky hand, right?
Yeah,
all
it's also blood.
You can't throw the ball for shit though. It's like
I throw it like Spider-Man throws it.
You're a catcher, not the pitcher.
No,
Pretty
we
much.
should.
Yeah.
Anyway. we should quit. We should just go on our theme
Put
song
while
like
we're
we go every week.
Shake hands for danger. Meet a guy you ought to know. I used to laugh at safety. Now they call me Three-Finger Joe.
Joe.
I was young and feisty. Never
All right. So we'll see you guys on the 12th.
Just let me get
Have a
my
good night, folks.
toolbox, and I'll take
Bye.
myself a look.
No, don't shake hands with danger.
I climbed up on the dozer with my